Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to BSKIT Round 3 Formula 1 World Championship. We are here at the Montreal circuit, where we have the best BSKIT drivers in AMS2 competing for the ludicrous title of the Formula 1 World Champion. My name is Filip. I'll be doing the commentary solo today for the whole 2 hours. You'll be hearing me in your ears shouting all the way. And hopefully everything's gonna be alright for those 2 hours. And where to start? Well, this is free practice. This is the track, as we all know. Today, a very cloudy day here in Montreal. We're not expecting any kind of rain, but you never know. The weather's very changeable here. As for the drivers, I have been hearing from them that especially the new update in AMS2 changed the way how things work in the sim. It is now much harder to drive the car. It is not as easy under power. It requires a lot more finesse. So it should be a very, very interesting race. Some other changes of note. The damage model has been changed for this championship. So we're now taking a lot more damage, from 25 to 50%. So all those incidents are going to be very, very scary and very costly for the drivers. So better avoid those. Besides that, what else is to say? A beautiful track, a beautiful afternoon for racing, or evening for racing in this case. And we're jumping straight into practice here, where we can say that Verstappen, as usual, is taking pole position, and we see that's an Alpha Tauri pointing the wrong way, as is customary here in practice. You know, better to win it in practice than to win it in race. That was always an old saying. In the end, you know, points count in race. Here's a beautiful Aston Martin that is still sitting in pits. He does not need practice. That is Elo. He's just quick by himself. Oh, never mind. He's going out. Ladies and gentlemen, I am indeed wrong. Elo's going out for his first practice lap with 20 minutes remaining. Alright. Everybody's saying you can hear me loud and clear, and I'm very glad that is the case for all of those 2 viewers that are currently watching me being one of them. Thank you very much for tuning in, especially those who I worked in to, actually test the stream, and who will have my eternal gratitude if they stick around for the full stream, because that would be very cool instead of playing some other games which are not sims, which are not fun, which are... I don't know why we didn't do that on a Saturday evening, on this beautiful race weekend where actual Formula 1 is in town. In a country which cares not for human rights but cares for good racing, possibly with a track that's barely been built in time. Then again, qualifying already provided a bunch of upsets. Let's not get into spoilers, watch it yourself. The end was very, very entertaining, as I might say so. Some of us might be more happy, some of us might be less happy. Verstappen, one of those who will definitely not be happy, but that's how the world turns. We have another 20 minutes left in this practice session, so let's just keep calm and enjoy the beautiful Montreal track, especially from the inside of Finn's cockpit. And here's some lovely footage. That is how you don't take the final corner of the Wall of Champions. Then again, AMS2 is very wonky, so that might actually not be a contact on Finn's side. We'll never see. Down into turn 1, left, and then hard right, very slow. Very easy to spin the car. Into turns 3 and 4. This is a very difficult corner to get right, especially with the wall being very close. Finn just avoids it. There's a car on the left, as it's customary. Turns 5 and 6, another left corner, and then into the right corner. You get accustomed to this. This track is full of these corners and the straights in between them. Now a short straight down to one, I believe, a corner 7 and 8, if I am correct. Yes, indeed. No, this is 8 and 9. I am indeed wrong. Another slow corner, another close to the wall, and Finn nearly loses out on the throttle. Speeding down into turn 10, the well-known hairpin, one of the really few good overtaking spots on this track. There are actually not many of them. There's only into the turn 1 and into this hairpin, but now a very long straight. Full DRS, going on one of the fastest straights on the entire calendar. I think it's definitely on the BSKIT calendar. Braking hard into the final corner, the Wall of Champions awaits. Finn let's say misses it again, and we're gonna call that one on AMS, and through the finish line for a 112 something. Expecting better lap times in qualifying, expecting drivers to go at least into 110s. I'm assuming this is a full race setup from Finn. We shall see. Exciting race, exciting amount of wall touches that we'll see from this lovely sim that is slightly wonky, but still definitely worth trying. But it's fantastic physics and a wider range of cars. Going back to Triple L in a McLaren. Triple L had a good showing, I believe, last time out when I was commentating in Germany. Yes, he did. He finished P4 and he didn't show up for the race 2, which I also missed in San Marino, which is a shame, which could have put him quite high up, but currently he's only on P7 with 9 points on the tally in this championship after 2 rounds. 17 minutes left and I'm already running out of my voice for today after having another long race since, well, 10 in the morning. This is gonna be a lot of fun, ladies and gentlemen, to comment on this for you. Oh, now we see Fly High going for a quick lap. And indeed, it is a quick lap. It is just 2/10 of Finn. Stopping on the side of the track, as is customary, not going for the pit. There is some etiquette in sim racing, but this is definitely not a driver who follows it. Fly High, we'll have a talk afterwards about this. Never mind, switching to Triple L and indeed doing some donuts in the track, which is another thing that you probably should not be doing in the middle of practice. That's something you can do after the race and then pick up a penalty from the stewards, but definitely not in the middle of practice. So switching to Ryan Star, Ryan 213 Star. I'm hearing Ryan is pretty quick, but also pretty inconsistent. Ryan was P1 in Germany in qualifying last time out when I was commentating, and I completely binned it into turn 1 and I had to come all the way from the back, which was an entertaining race, but definitely not something he would have liked. Let me check Ryan's results in the last race at Imola. Ryan, where are you? DNF'd. What a surprise. Indeed, Ryan DNF'd in the last race, so the quickest driver is currently on just 6 points. What a shame. I believe in the final interview after Germany, we asked him, could you win this ride? And he said, definitely yes, I have the pace. But right now, he's showing pace, he's not showing consistency. So you couldn't blame me that we're just watching one driver. Let's go to reload in a beautiful Russian Haas livery, just exiting the pit lane. 2.7 seconds, 2.8 seconds behind Finn in this early practice. These lovely camera angles, they're much better than we had at Hockenheim. I have to say, I'm really enjoying watching it this way. Reload, who hasn't yet, he did indeed score 4 points during Imola, did not show up during Hockenheim races in round 1. That's why I do not recognize the name. Again, expecting quite a bit from him then. We only have 11 drivers out of about 17 drivers that are usually taking part in this championship. I still do not see Carol Backspin. Oh no, never mind, I am wrong. He is here in the beautiful Williams. P3 in the championship with 7th place in Germany and 4th place in Imola with 11 points. With 15 points. Still a long way away from the leaders, which is one and the only Roonlink in the McLaren with 28 points, with 2nd place in Germany and a win, and the fastest lap in Imola. 27 points after 2 rounds, that is not bad, but closely followed by Finn on 27 points and 28 points from Roonlink. Just 1 point fewer, and that's the difference the fastest lap makes. Roonlink did get a fastest lap in Imola, Finn did not in the Hockenheim race. So the championship's gonna be very tight between these two. That's a sizable margin. 13 points already between 1st and 3rd place. And Finn nicely goes through this Mercedes who is going very slow, enjoying a nice scenic drive on probably the first lap out. It's Diego Spraga, who I also have not seen in the first race. Indeed, I haven't, who only joined in Imola and instantly DNF'd, as is usually the case. I'm gonna assume that was an engine blowout, or a tire blowout, or a complete wheel failure, because, you know, sim racers do just not quit races out of the blue. Has to be some kind of a reason. You definitely wouldn't spin it and then Alt F4. That is not a sim racing etiquette, is it? But never mind that. We have Fafi now in P1 with just less than a tenth ahead of Finn. Fafi's results, do I remember them on the top of my head? No, I do not. Oh, that is Fafi. Yeah, that is Mr. Favier, who did finish P9 in Germany and P6 in Imola. And is a long way off with just 11 points. Oh, that is a full 17 points away from Runelink in P1. Oof, that is gonna be a tough ask. Findict improves now to just 0.05 seconds of Fafi. Again, we cannot say, or I cannot say what they're running, if this is a quali setup, if this is a race setup. I mean, logic would dictate that you would, well, run at least a few laps in a race setup to feel the car. These are the best conditions that you're ever gonna get, like closest to race conditions. So I would definitely be running race setup here. But then again, there are those who just want to be top at least one session. Maybe Fafi is one of those, maybe he's not. We shall never know. And really, the qualifying is the one that matters, and then the race afterwards as Finn pits. Let us switch to another Haas and another driver. It is S from Czech Republic, which are Swifty, or Swift81. Did not start the Germany race and finished P7 in Imola. That is not a handful of points, only 6 points, way behind. But then again, the midfield is very close here with just a couple of points separating, well, 16 drivers. Only the first two are really the ones who are standing out at the moment, which are Verstappen and Runelink. NS goes for the first line. Oh, that's not a first line. That's actually a pretty decent lap. Just 9/10 off Fafi. Not bad for the Haas. Haas usually doesn't have that pace, well, and it does have a lot of wheel spin, but it is refreshing to see a Haas that actually can fight for, you know, top 10. Has been quite a few years since I've seen one of those. So, crossing fingers that S, or Swift from Czech Republic, can actually do something. F1 Simvids, another car that's chilling in the pit lane, who had such a promising race out in Germany, but I believe it was just a DNF in the end. After a terrible qualifying, starting in the last row if I remember correctly, he was running inside top 5, and then, wow, I believe it was a crash, a complete crash, and I was out of the race. Such a shame for F1 Simvids. Actually, I cannot find them on the list, which I'll have to conclude it would be, well, P13, indeed, with a DNF in Germany and P8 in Imola. That is 5 points on the tally. I'm expecting a lot, like. The comeback in Germany was fantastic. That could have been the result of the season, if anything. But that's what racing is all about. You only get a few opportunities, you need to capitalize on them. If one presents to you, like, oh, that is a pretty big cut there, I'm not sure that lap is gonna be valid. I would definitely say no from my perspective, but then again, well, this is not gonna be valid. Then again, we might have some F1 2021 enjoyers who just cut the whole track and still get valid laps, because that game is a fantastic simulator worthy of, well, major attention from streamers, gamers, F1 esports, and other ones. Who do we have on the track? Oh, we have Finn again. Finn going. Oh, that's more like it. That's the time, and I was expecting to see 1:10.281. That is full 1 second of quicker than Fafi. That must be a qualifying trim. If that's a race trim, well done, Finn. If that's a qualifying trim, well, still well done, Finn. I think Finn is now on the pace and really trying to push the car. As I said, another driver I'm expecting big things from. That is Rune Lincoln and McLaren. A fantastic, multi-talented driver who just came from a 12 hours of Bathurst, swapping instead of me. An idiot whose brake pedal broke. And Runeling swapped fantastically, driving without any kind of issues. Great pace. A multitude of simulators that he's capable in. And I'm really expecting a lot today from Runeling as well, our championship leader. Jumping into the lovely shaky cockpit. Going down towards turn 7. 8 and 9. Right and left. Close to the wall. Full acceleration into the hairpin in neutral gear, as you can see on this lovely screen that AMS2 is providing us. Keeping it tight, gentle on the acceleration, now slapping it down, full throttle, down on the back straight, into 8th gear and just open the DRS. Let the car glide. 100 meters, hard braking point, right, left, do not hit the wall of champions, and across the finish line for Runeling to do a solid lap, but that is still 2 seconds of Finn, even a second of what I'm assuming is Finn's race pace. But Carol backspin now with 1:10.741, half a second of Finn, but still, this is not bad pace. This is pretty decent pace, and I'll be keeping an eye on Carol backspin in this race. Another team, again a Williams that we're seeing so high up. That hasn't been the case since, well, probably, oh, no, never mind. What, 2014 season, I believe. Valtteri Bottas and Felipe Massa and Williams was actually a team that you could cheer for and enjoy it. Sorry, audio Williams lovers, but that's kind of true. And backspin pits. Is there anybody we haven't been on board with? Well, let's jump and fly high. Going into the hairpin. Ooh, that was an odd choice of gear. I believe that was 2nd gear or 3rd gear, and it was really trying to chug along. Not enough acceleration. I don't think this is gonna be a good lap. But let's see. Going into the turns 12 and 13. Let's not do a Max Verstappen and hit the wall. Yeah, we actually avoided that. Well done. Maybe you should be in Formula 1 for Red Bull instead of, well, Verstappen. Any improvement? Not really. Fly high, still 1.4 seconds off the pace. With just 5 minutes remaining in this practice session. And we still only have 13 drivers left. That is kind of a shame. I was expecting a bigger field, a bit of a bigger turnout for this event. But we have to do what, you know, we're given with, or whatever, whichever that saying goes. Oh, and that is a big spin for Fly High. That is a 360. Something you would get good marks if this was, wow, 360? Well, probably, well, and that is Fly High in the pit lane, just return to garage as we usually do. Skating, that was the sport. If that was skated, that would be high marks. In Formula 1, not so much. That car is probably broken, the rear axle, the engine, but never mind. The engineers can repair that in 1 second in these sims, and that's why we love them. Again, jumping to Finn, who's going an alternative route through the hairpin, taking it as wide as possible, setting up for, well, I guess a high-speed test or something. It's not that you really need a line like that through the final corner when you have to navigate the corners 12 or 13, but, well, who am I to judge? These are the best drivers that BSKIT has, and I'm just your, you know, commentator. In any case, Finn going for a quick lap. Let us watch that. I'm very interested. Down it in the first car, missing the apex, seeing a car. It has to distract him. In first gear, still in first gear, still in first gear. This is a fantastic screen. Right, left, try not to hit the wall. Indeed, he misses the wall, even with the lag. That is beautiful driving by Finn. Going into 6 and 7. just hitting the apex a bit too deep into this corner, and a slight oversteer and a tiny touch on the wall, and this is not going to be a quick lap for Finn unless he's holding something a lot in the bag. Alright, that was better, didn't hit the big sausage curbs, at least close to the wall. Let us see if he uses the alternative line once again, braking deep. Well, sort of, that was definitely not hitting the apex and going deep. But better do it now than in the race. That's my sin. Once again, full DRS open on the back straight, and Finn is slowing down, probably letting somebody go, or just preparing for another fast lap, charging the battery, charging the mine. No, he's not. He's going straight into pits. At least he's not returning to garage. Props, Finn, and that was a... wow. And AlphaTauri definitely has a few connection issues that we're just gonna ignore as it never happened. Here's Ruling, still 1.5 seconds off, hitting that sausage curve, but going close to the wall. This is gonna be an alright lap for Ruling if this is a quick lap. The dash suggests this is not, this is an out lap. But the style of driving also suggests that Ruin is not on a quick lap because that was super deep and super wide. Maybe with just 2 minutes remaining, we might see a quick lap from Ruling. Well, sir. Setting it up on the back straight. The final corner. Full acceleration. Going down. This is a very good overtaking opportunity into the first corner. But you have to be very wary because this is a left-right corner. Your opponent might just stay on the inside for the right-hander. And then all your effort has been for naught. But Ruling's on a good lap. Into the right-hander. That is pretty tight. That is a bit of teleporting, but I'm gonna say that was far now. It did not hit the wall. Turn 6 and 7. Slight miss at the apex, slightly a bit deep. Good on the throttle though, good acceleration. Going down, DRS open. Into turns 8 and 9. Tiny bit deep, tiny bit on the sausage curb. Definitely more time to find there for Ruling. Into the hairpin, braking very late, 75 meter mark. Hitting the apex, accelerating, a bit of a missed gear. Bit too much wheel spin. It's not a quick exit. DRS open, back straight, 220 kilometers, 230 kilometers per hour, almost late on the brakes, missing all the sausage curbs. Not that one though, not hitting the wall of champions, and Ruling goes across the line for a lap time that is going to be P2 with just 1/10 of Finn. That was a quick lap time, ladies and gentlemen. I was completely wrong, and I can see definitely another 2 or 3 tenths in that lap time from Ruling. Well done. This has all the necessary ingredients for a fun race, especially as we see an Aston Martin facing the wrong way. Let's hope we don't see that in the race. In practice, it's fine. Yeah, let's avoid that in the race, my drivers. We have Finn on a quick lap. Yeah, Finn is just on the back straight. Is Finn trying something? With the practice over, this is it. You don't get any more than this. Finn... yeah, he's taking the corner. Is this going to be a fast lap? No, Finn slowed down and the practice is complete. Well, no, we still have Ruling. We still have Ruling. Is he going to go for the fastest lap or just pit? Nope, Ruling's going for it. Final corner, hits the wall of champions like a true champion. That is going to be after this season, unless Finn has other plans, and that is not a quick lap. Ruling is done for. Diego Spraga in the Mercedes. Fastest lap? No. Fastest pit stop indeed. Just disappears into the void. Fantastic. Reload. 6996 in the Haas in 12th place. Across the line, can he prove? No, because he teleports to the pits as this practice session is over and we can advance to the qualifying session. It was Finn Stappen with the quickest time of 1:10.281. It was Ruling in second place with just over a tenth behind, promising a very, very interesting qualifying session with Carol Backspin in third place. Also close behind, all within like half a second. Triple L not trailing far. Then we have Fafi, Ryan Starr. Ryan, I expected more of you, I have to say, but then again, here we go. This is the qualified. This is the big one. And the drivers are going out early. Well, not Diego. Now he is. We have S from Czech Republic going in, but there's a whole gaggle of cars fighting for position. Only 15 minutes in this qualifying session. Actually, with just 1 minute and 10 seconds on lap time, this should offer plenty of opportunities for good flying laps. So, even if you do completely ruin like 3 laps, there's always the 4th lap, there's the 5th lap, maybe even 6th lap as well. Depends how long these tires last, or your concentration, but... drivers warming up their tires. It is fairly difficult to keep the heat on these beefy slick tires in Formula 1. It takes a lot of preparation not to overheat them, not to be overly cold, just to keep them just right temperature to get the optimal grip for that one lap that you need. That one quick lap, that could be the difference between starting on pole and starting at the back row of the grid and getting punted into turn 1 when a massive crash happens. We do have 13 drivers today attending this qualifying session. From top to bottom, here's Elo in the Aston Martin, Diego Spraga in the Mercedes, Roonling, one and the only, clubbing the wall in the McLaren, Maximilian driving from Red Bull, Carol Backspin in the lovely Williams, Fafi in the Alpine. I love that color scheme. F1 Simvates. The Alpha Tauri. I like the other Alpha Tauri better from the past years, but never mind. Triple L, another McLaren driver. Reload 6996. Nice. In the Haas. The ever quick, but never consistent Ryan in the Aston Martin. S from Czech Republic, or Czechia, or whatever you want to call it. In the, hopefully not on the last row, the great Haas. Fly high. In Red Bull, and the one and the only Verstappen representing Ferrari. And as you could see, that was a lovely Aston Martin, which was in the grass, driven by... oh, that was Elo, I assume, who is the only Aston Martin, if I'm correct. Yeah, indeed. Alright, quick club. It was Diego who was... oh, we are already getting in fast laps. It is Ryan start with 109.7. There's the pace, Ryan. There is indeed some pace in that car, and he pits from the road. That is not how you should do it. What? Or did he? No, Ryan is here. Lovely. My dear viewers, I will definitely have to have a talk about driving etiquette with these drivers. This is not something that should be accepted, but never mind, we'll tolerate him for this one. On board with Finn, who's just 3/10 off. Can he improve of ever rapid Ryan, or will I have to overtake him in turn 1 when Ryan ultimately makes a mistake? Finn is pushing by the looks of it. This does not look like a slow lap. On the DRS, down into 8 and 9, into the hairpin, which is turn 10 on this track. Can he keep it on the road, or he's gonna take the alternative line? Finn, no, that is a tight line. That's a lovely hairpin, hard on the acceleration. Oh, the rear steps out. Gotta be careful. No TC here. Maybe in some other cars that you drive, Finn, but not these cars. Down on the back straight, into turns 12 and 13, no, into the pit lane for Finn. That's not gonna be a quick lap, and most of our drivers have pitted. Roonling still hasn't left the pit. Carol Backspin, is this a fast lap? Across the finish line? It is, well, it's a lap. It is definitely not a fast lap, but 10 seconds behind. That must have been a massive mistake. Maybe reload. Well, that is not how you take the final corner for sure. Reload will record the time. Yes, he will, but I highly doubt that is going to be... oh, mechanical fault. That was a mechanical fault for Finn. Oh, that is very interesting. I did not know that was the case. It is repaired in 1 second, but that definitely put Finn off. That maybe threw away a lap or two that he had. And that is Ryan right behind him. A big fight. I'm really interested to see. Oh, then we have Ruling on track. I would assume this is an outlap. Judging by the delta, I'm really interested in what Ruling can do. The expectations are high. Can Ruling succeed? Can he defend his championship lead? On a preparation lap, not warming up tires. Great champions don't need that. Who needs tires? You just need natural speed. And here we go. I really want to follow this lap from Ruling. This is do or die going into turn 1. Lovely there, hitting the apex, tight into this corner. Quick on the acceleration, that is also lovely. This is a good first sector. 4 and 5. Tight, not hitting the wall. Props to you. That usually ruins the lap. Down into 6. And 7. A bit deep. But Ruling is quick on the throttle. It is looking very, very good. But is he on pace? Delta suggests yes. Corner number 8. And number 9. Oh, that was a tiny bit too straight. But he carries the speed. Down into the hairpin now. The slowest corner on the track. Braking hard. Going in tight. Yes, indeed. Does the car step out? No, it doesn't. That is good acceleration. That is good speed. Open the DRS. 8th gear. Just one more corner. One more crucial corner left. Does it do anything? Oh, that's over the curve. That is not going to be quick. Lap's gonna be valid, but... Oh no, that is 2 seconds off for Ruling. That's a disaster. Expect a lot more. Triple L now. Going into the final corner, drafting off a car. Is that going to impede him? No. Fairly quick. Can he improve? Yes, he can, but only by a tenth. That is still not challenging Ryan and Finn, who are well ahead of the rest of the field. Ryan even into 109s. Just starting this lap. On the other hand, do we have Elo? We did have Elo, who was spinning. Oh no, that was another car. That was an Alpine spinning on the road. That's not how you do it. That is definitely not what you do in qualifying. Just bumping the guy off track. That's what you do in the race. In qualifying, you have to have a little more respect for your fellow drivers on the track. I am guessing I think the only driver that might have been Maximilian, if I am not correct, the only Red Bull driver might not be happy about that one. Who do we have on the track? Is that Ryan? Yes, it is. Ryan making its way on the final straight. Just turns 12 and 13 to navigate. That is a weird line that Ryan is taking. No, he is stopping. Is he pitting? No, he's prepping for this lap. Ryan wants to improve on that lap. Indeed, that was a 7-second lap, so Ryan is now really pushing it. Oh, that is wide, not hitting the apex into turn 2. Turns 3 and 4 has to do better in this first sector. That was a big lap, but can he follow it up? Yes, he can through 3 and 4, turn 5, which is barely in turn, into 6 and 7, 2 tenths up on the delta. Well, there is still time, even with that first sector, which I didn't think was, well, awfully good, let's be honest. But Ryan showing that there's time. There was probably even more time. Down into 8 and 9. Oh, that is too straight. That hopefully he didn't hit the wall. It's just the AMS2, the usual lag that we experience and know and love. Into the hairpin. Can he keep it tight? No, he cannot. That is very wide. That's gonna cost him. Down on the back straight. DRS is open, even though you cannot see it. I can guarantee you that is the case. One more corner to negotiate. Ryan, please. There is the wall of champions, but you don't hit it now. There's opportunity to do that later. Ryan, nope, he hits it, and that is Ryan's qualifying pretty much done for. Oh, what a shame. I have to imagine that he has his helmet in his hands, complaining now. Now he does another donut. Great. Well, At least he waited so no car was on the track. Oh man, Ryan. What a driver. Just if he was a bit more consistent, this man would be up there with James Baldwin's, David Tonitza's, and the rest of them. Never mind, we're focusing too much on Ryan. Do we have anybody else? Oh, Diego Spraga. I was expecting better. That is 4 seconds off the pace. Come on, my man. That is a Mercedes. It is the best car in the entire Formula 1 grid, and that is, wow, that is definitely not justifying the pace. Finnick did improve. He's just a 10th off now, but that's still not enough. Triple L with a full second off. Do we have anybody on the back straight finishing a lap? Let us see. Well, this is Elo in the Aston Martin. Can he do it? Final corner. He's taking it. Close to the wall. That's how we like it. Elo across the finish line. And oh, that is a 12-second. Well, never mind. Elo must have been, well, doing something else. F1 Simvids here. On the back straight, 2.6 seconds off Ryan. In P9 currently. Yep, he's taking this lap. Tiny bit wide, right close to the wall, going to the line. F1 Simvids, it is quicker, but it's not enough. He's still behind S in P9. Next car to cross the line, it is Triple L. That's definitely not the shortest route that you can take, but it is improvement of 1/10, still not enough. Oh, there's Roonling finally improving to just 7/10 of Ryan, and about 6/10 of Finn, but that's not enough. Roon, you're gonna need to do better, my man, and that is not how you do better. That is how you end up in a wall and in the garage, and with 2 minutes to go, that's a one quick setup change and just 1 lap left for Roon if he wants a chance at this pole position. Let us see who is at the hairpin. We have F1 Simvids is the first one who's gonna be crossing the line. We followed him. He did improve a bit, but he needs more than that. Is this a fast lap for F1 Simvids? I do hope so. Cross the line, full throttle, and it is an improvement of 7/10. That puts him from P9 into P7. Well done, F1 Simvids. What a lap. Pat on the back, lad, and blocking that Aston Martin, that is fantastic. But then again, you're on the fast lap, so it's the Aston Martin play. Alright, that was not ideal. That was definitely a big spin, and you're driving in reverse. That's wow, a pretty hefty penalty. That was real life. Thankfully, F1 Simvids does go to pits. In this case, very justified. Can Carol Backspin improve? Yes, he can. He is 2/10 up on his Delta. I want to see this lap. This could be an improvement for P4 over the Triple L. Let's see how the Williams does it on this track. Oh, that's not a great line. That is covering the wall. That is not quick. You cannot wall ride in this sim. And it's 2/10 down. Ooh, that's gonna be hard to catch up, especially with a hairpin like this going super wide. Definitely not the ideal line. But never mind, there's a lap to finish, and Carol Backspin is not letting up. He's got 1 more lap after this for a chance at that P4. Indeed. Across the line. Yeah, as we thought, that was not an improvement. Which cars do we have? This is Maximilian, who is 2.5 seconds off the pace, but just 2/10 of P9. Can he improve? Final corner, over the curbs. Does he hit the wall? No, he does not. Well done, that is a rarity in this race. But he cannot improve. That must have been an outlap then. Alright, onwards to Triple L, another outlap, but just 11 seconds off. Faffy, Simvids, and Fly Higher not going out. This is done for them. Ryan. Do we have Ryan? Ryan might need an improvement. What is Finn in relation to Ryan? Finn is on the lap. Ryan is on the lap. This is the last chance. What can Ryan do? Over the curve, that was a big jump, but that was clean. Is it an improvement by Ryan? Yes, it is. It is 6 tenths, 109.306. That is a lovely lap time by Ryan Star. Fantastic. Well done, mate. Now just don't bin it into turn 1. Can Finn improve? Finn has a bit of a toe from the McLaren up front. No, he cannot. Finn is giving this one up. Oh, that's such a shame. Finn is abandoning this lap. I think that secures the pole position. Triple L now going down the back straight. What is the gap? It is 4 tenths to Roon. Like, that needs to be a quick lap and not clobbering the wall, which definitely slows you down. An improvement, but a tiny improvement. Oh, here's Roon. Is Roon on a lap? No, Roon is slow, and that is our qualifying session over. Well done, Ryan. 2-1 star on that lap. 109.306. Fantastic. That is 6 tenths quicker than Finn Stappen in P2. What a lap. P3 by Roonlink, our championship leader. Still close enough, but at turn 1's gonna be crucial. Triple L in P4, Carroll backspin P5, Faffy in P6, F1 Simvitz P7, P8 is occupied by Fly High, P9 Swift, P10 Maximilian, Elo in P11, Diego Spraga in P12, and Reload with a 113.4 is in P13, lining up on the final row of the grid for this race. Just a reminder for everyone, this race has 1 mandatory stop. Tire changes allowed, but not mandatory, but definitely you should consider changing these tires after a full hour of race. These tires might be very second-handed. Refueling is allowed, but AMS2's refueling simulation is not the greatest, so probably shouldn't be doing that. You could, end up like, who was it? Channel AC without fuel. Not great. Not bad, but not great. You might need to push that car over to the finish line, but, let's not get into that. In any case, I'm looking forward to this race. Ryan looks like he has the pace. Finn is quite a bit off. 6 tenths is a lot. Roonling has definitely a lot to prove, and then there's everything to play for in the midfield. Even maybe some of the back runners could mix up here. You never know. You can never tell. Oh, and we are indeed waiting for a few minutes for an admin break. The admin has requested the break, which would be Finn, and since he is the admin, he has the absolute privilege and right to do so. And it's gonna be a couple of minutes where I have empty time to talk to you about life. No, we do not. We are straight into the race, as we all know and love. There's not gonna be oh man, words escape me today. There is not going to be a warm-up lap. We're going straight into the race from the perspective. Let us take Finn for this one. Oh, turn 1's gonna be tight. Alright, let's get this map out. Ooh, I'm predicting chaos and carnage. Let's hope that is not the case. We never want to see that in the race, but you can't really avoid it in F1 championship of, well, this high skill. The driver is eagerly awaiting the start. I do not honestly remember if we're gonna get the 5 lights. If not, I will just do my best to, try and time it. But for now, it is a moment of concentration. It is a moment of trying to remember every track, every corner, best overtaking opportunities, how to take it, how to catch your opponent out, how to capitalize on everything, strategy as well. We do not know when everybody's pitting. Somebody might be doing it early, somebody might be staying very, very late. These tires can hold for the, well, probably, I'd say a good 25 laps. They should be pretty good. But you never know, somebody might just extend that. We shall see. In any case, it is going to be an interesting strategic race. And oh, here we go. And this is it. 5 red lights are on. And We're racing here in Canada with a good start by Ryan, a little bit of wheel spin by Finn. They're all going towards turn 1 and it is clean indeed at the front. Ryan keeps the lead with Finn right behind. That is Roelink and P3 and Triple L. And there's a big battle going behind between Fafi and F1 Simbits. Into 2-1, into that corner, doesn't go, and Fafi has to give it up. Has everybody made it safe? Everybody did make it safe. This is an absolute miracle. No contacts. When I said this is a professional F1 esports lobby, I definitely meant so. Where we go? Here's Finn right on the back of Ryan. Can he dive it? He might need to. Ryan was very, very quick. Finn might need to capitalize on this as soon as possible. Oh, he goes deep, but Ryan goes deep as well. There's a little bit of contact, but that's gonna help Ryan. Ryan's gonna have the run. Can Finn drag race him? Is Rune close enough? Oh, he is. Triple L a bit further off. Finn going for the move. No, it is too far. He might consider into turn 1. How did he navigate? Oh, that's a slow corner by Finn. Roeling's going on the inside. Can he do it? Can he do it into turn 1? Yes, he can. He outbreaks Finn. He goes deep. Can he block him at the apex? Yes, he can. And it's P2 for Roeling. What a move. Take a bow. Well done. Triple L now on the back of Finn, who is losing time, hand over fist. Oh. And at the back we have Carol Backspin. We haven't seen this, but Carol Backspin and S have definitely not had the best race. That is way back. Diego Spraga didn't really gain from anything. Neither did Fly High, who's right on the back of Reload. I believe Reload actually gained quite a few positions from that start. Can he keep it on the track? Yeah, I mean, he can. He had a pretty good race in Germany until, well, he didn't have a good race in Germany. And then it opens the opportunity. Is he going for the move? That was a very slow Haas from Reload. And yes, he goes for the move and Fly High completes that move. Reload now with a lovely amount of clean space to race in. Then again, you probably would like a bit of a toe in this back straight. Maximilian not offering one, as is not Fafi. Simbits, well, he's right behind Triple L, but that is Finn again ahead of Runelink. I missed that, my apologies. Finn is clawing back, but all of that is allowing Ryan to just streak ahead. Ryan with all the space, all the time, just getting in fastest laps. Runelink and Finn fighting over the championship here, but it is Ryan who's just running away with this race. Oh, a little bit of aero wash for Runelink. This is definitely not a place to overtake into these two corners. Oh, just keep it close. Oh, I think that was definitely contact. Ooh, that might be investigated after the race. No positions gained, actually a position lost for Runelink as Triple L gets into the podium places as Finn goes wide. As I said, we increased the damage, so that rear wing of Finn might not be feeling the absolute best, and you do need it in some of these quick corners, especially here. Look at the speed by Triple L. Is this it? This is indeed Triple L. Oh, barges Finn wide. I don't know, that was a legal line by Finn, but well, he's in P4 now. Fafi not really close to capitalize on this, but here's Rune again going for the turn 1. No, that's a bit deep. I don't think that's gonna have any effect. Then again, Ryan just out front, unbothered. 3 seconds, 3.5, extending that gap. This is a cakewalk for Ryan so far on lap 4. There's a long way to go, but well, if he keeps it on the road and doesn't bid it as usual, this is a nice haul of points for Ryan. Runelink still keeping Triple L busy, and he's right behind, but so is Finn. This is a 3-way battle for P2. Will Runelink dive? No, he takes the sensible approach and instead goes wide as possible, and so does Triple L, and completely bottles that fight. And he's now once again behind Rune. Does he get the DRS? I think he does. Is this gonna be a move on a straight? Oh, he goes wide. There's not a place to overtake. My man, but he does it, and Runelink goes wide. Oof. We'll have to discuss that one over. I think it's only fair for Triple L to keep that, because that was not on the road, Runling. Let's, you know, try to keep it on the grey stuff at least. Finn now losing contact. 4 seconds ahead is Ryan. Faffy now trying to keep up, but not really. Simbits is the one who's keeping up, but Faffy, if anything. Maximilian running in nice, about 4 seconds of clean space. After that, it is Elo challenged by Fly High, who is quite close, maybe shaping down for a move into the hairpin, but it's still a ways to go until the hairpin. After that, we have 2 hasses of reload and S duking it out for just a single point remaining with S and P11, and that is, well, I'd assume S is faster than you, Team Order. I don't know if these are allowed. Somebody will have to, well, clarify that for me. Oh, that's a spinner. Is that Elo? That is indeed an Elo. I don't know if that was contact, but Elo has spun the car, and there is points gone again. As I said, keep it just on the grey stuff. That is the important bit. Oh, Runling is again shaping up for a move on Triple L. Triple L doesn't have the pace, but it's not about the pace. It's about the track position. And Triple L definitely has that. Fing falling off now, but 2-3 seconds falling in the clutches of Faffy and F1 Simvitz. Finn, where's that pace gone? I was expecting more from you. Carol Backspin now catching up on Diego Spraga and Reload in the battle for the final places. Oh, that was pretty well lucky. Diego Spraga is still on the road. Oh, that's another excursion for Elo doing his best lawnmower impression, now overtaken by S. Come on, Elo, it is difficult, but let's keep it on the grey stuff. Let's keep racing. You are throwing away valuable points here. That's a Ferrari in the wall. That's Finn. That is Finn. Oh my, that is an absolute disaster for Finn. We haven't seen what happened there. Was that a mistake? I think it was. I think Finn was completely alone. That is damage. That car doesn't look like it's going in the right direction. What a disaster for P2 in the championship for Finn. Oh my. Oh, such a heartbreak. And he pits. Naturally he does. He has to repair that damage. But that's gonna be costed. This is lap 6 out of 37. Pitting already. 30 laps and a set of tires. Oh no, that is not what Finn wanted in any case. Where's Runling? Runling's off. What is going on? Does Runling have now damage? That is another championship contender out of the way. What is going on? This is insane. Oh my god, my guys. Right after Finn was eliminated, now Runling is doing his, well, best to eliminate himself from this championship fight. This is all played at hands of Ryan after horrible 2 races. These guys are barely gonna score points. Finn still in pits repairing the damage. Oh, and do I have somebody commentating with me? Is this a rare occasion that Mr. Dec has joined the commentary team? Welcome aboard. One and the only, Dale.
I'm here to see the race. Obviously, it's unfortunate to see Finn in the pit lane and sustain some sort of damage. It looks like an incident. We don't know yet whether it was his a mistake on his part or whether it was put there. But I've noticed he's stationary there for a while, so it looks like he might be cursing this 50% damage rate this race, I think.
Absolute disaster for Finn. Absolute disaster for Runling, who's now, well, Finn is a lap behind Runling, but these are 2 championship contenders.
They are, certainly, but they're now going to have a lot of clear air in front of them in theory. And if I know Runling at all, he might be fatigued now after all the racing he's done, but he's got the pace when he needs it. Hopefully with some clear air, he'll be able to just put his foot down and bang in some good lap times, and then when everyone else comes in for their stop, he might be okay. It just depends how much time he's had to spend repairing damage.
I certainly hope so, but that is 30 laps on one set of tires. That is absolutely horrific. Those tires are gonna go off, like, instantly.
It's a long time, certainly, but I believe they have soft, medium, and hard compound tyres available to them. I just don't really understand how the tyres wear.
Oh, I was told they definitely want to switch tires, so I would assume they're doing it on the softs. If he puts on the medium again, oh, that's a little bit of lawn mowing action going there. But I would assume he has to at least do a medium, not even of hard tires here.
So they might just have to take it easy and try and preserve the tyres as long as they can. There might not be a whole lot of choice really. Taking a second stop's obviously not going to be the optimum strategy unless they need it, so there might be an element of tyre preservation on their parts.
Oh, in any case, two of the championship contenders in 12th and 13th place didn't expect that.
No, we'll have to see where they end up after everyone else does the pit stop. I would say standout performance for me so far, Ryan.
Amazing.
Really, really good to be in P1, and it hasn't already been on lap 5, as seems to be the running joke. So let's hope we can keep that up. But that doesn't distract from this brilliant battle currently for P3 between F1 Simfit and Faffy. That's the closest battle I think we've got right now.
Yeah, these guys are going for it. This is their chance. Two of the main contenders are out. This is do or die for the podium now. It's their time to shine.
Definitely is, but a lot of respect being shown between the two drivers. There's not, locking wheels and lots of contact. It's a mature drive, and we're only just 10 laps into this race. We're not even halfway through, so there's plenty of time for mistakes and plenty of time for something to happen to go in their favour.
Definitely a lot more respect that we've seen, or at least I have seen at the first race in Germany, where, well, respect was hard to find at all. But this is a much cleaner race, apart from our two championship contenders, which are, absolutely nowhere making their way through the field. Oh, disaster. For that Haas as well.
Dick's already behind Rundling, so...
that is absolute disaster. That is Finn once again into the wall.
This is going to be a race to forget for Finn. Colliding with the Hasses. That's going to be more damage when he's only just repaired it. Looks to be unfortunate. I'm not quite sure how we ended up there, but yeah, it's not going to be a happy man.
Definitely not. I have a feeling we might have Finn in the commentary room before this race is over, and that's a very sad thing to say, but what a race. What a disastrous race.
We'll have to see if the damage is that bad or whether he's just had a spin. He might be okay, fingers crossed for him.
I'm really interested to see if he's gonna go straight and repair that. No, he can't. He just can't take that time. This is already a disaster, so 2 minutes off the lead.
It's a long time off, yeah. I suspect he'll just be trying to see what he can do, hopefully recover into the top 10 if other people are making mistakes, and at least score some points, get something out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think every point counts here. It's only 1 point between Roonlink and Finn for the championship lead, so even a 10th place or even a 9th place could be the swing that, well, either one need. Oh, and there's a Haas pointing the wrong way. Was that reload? No, it was S. Well, dancing.
Swift having a mistake, is it?
Oh, yes, indeed. And reversing. That's not what you do in F1, but...
Well, at least we know reverse gear works.
Well, that's something to take out of this. The positive. The negative is that you're absolutely at the, last place, only the front of Roonlink and Finn Dec, but in this race, this is not, something to write home about.
It's an unfortunate time loss, certainly, but... the car doesn't look damaged, and he's still pointing the right way now, so hopefully he can make something out of it. And he's got his teammate just ahead to possibly benefit from the tow.
Unfortunately, Haas's are in their realistic place, which is, the back of the grid. Sad to see.
That would be true if we had realistic performances. Fortunately, in this series, the Haas's stand a fighting chance. But, no, it's interesting that we have got teammates so close together, as we saw with the McLarens earlier and the Hasses now. So it would suggest perhaps those pairings are quite good pairings. Speaking of the McLarens, how are they getting on?
The McLarens, that would be L and, well, the other McLaren is not faring that well since that is Roonling in P12. Triple L, that is surprising. He's catching on to Ryan. That was that 5-6 second gap. Now it's just 4 seconds gap. Is Ryan dropping some pace?
You might be seeing a more cautious approach from Ryan.
Is that even possible?
Been pushing a little too hard in previous races, it seems, and making mistakes that have cost him decent results. So I think he'll be trying to play it cool, keep his head nice and calm, and just put in decent laps. If it's not good enough for first, then it's not good enough for first. But certainly, even second is better than facing the wrong way. But yeah, really mature drive from Ryan right now. But as you said, L applying the pressure and looking like he's catching up.
Well, we have Elo and Backspin at the pits at the same time. That was a fairly awkward stop, I have to say. Righted that one down. That is lap 12.
Slightly.
And reload as well.
I wonder if something happening in the weather conditions is prompting them all to come in at the same time, or whether this is just the ideal place to switch tyres, perhaps.
My weatherman, being the admin, being Mr. Finstappen, told me that there's not likely that we're gonna see rain. It's just gonna be heavy clouds, but you never know. The wind's there. Could surprise us.
Yeah, could do. It might just be that that's the ideal point to stop for the softer compounds and onto the harder. So it's can't be sure. We might have to ask some of the drivers afterwards, but 3 in at the same time. Maybe they're just worried about covering each other off in terms of strategy, I mean.
Well, it is 20 laps on the medium tire. I definitely think that tire can make it, but, well, we shall see. I do not know what the ideal strategy here is, or how these tires will perform, or which tires they have at their disposal, but, well, assuming this is the soft to medium strategy that we're seeing.
Yeah, so they've got the 3 soft, medium and hard compounds that they're likely to want to use today, and they do have intermediates and wets should the weather conditions call for them, but I can't see that happening just now. Yeah, interesting. Brunlink applying a little bit of pace, trying to get into that final point scoring position. Still a bit of a gap, but I'll be interested to monitor and see how that develops.
He definitely does not have a pit stop in hand over these guys. Elo pitted, Reload pitted, I believe. Did S pit as well? No, I haven't. The Swift, don't think he has pitted yet. So that could be a valuable point for Roonlink if he manages to claw back that V10. Was that Finn that was close behind? Yeah, he's fairly close behind. It is 6 seconds. And he's a second per lap quicker than Roonlink. And here's Diego Spraga from the final place on the grid. Now pitting, well, in the qualifying, and now pitting well inside the points. Well done.
That's good stuff. Really good stuff. Oh no, what a nightmare overshooting the pit box.
Yeah, that's not how you do it getting pushed back. That's how you lose time. That's how you lose points as well.
Still stationary, maybe getting fuel on board.
Oh, I think we have a big fight over here. Yes, indeed we do. It is Fly High and Maximilian, both in Red Bulls. Position swap?
I'm not sure.
I would say so. Maximilian just completely braking on the straight, letting Fly High go. Fafi now in the pits as well. Lap 15.
So it's a little bit early for the halfway mark, but it's not out of the realms of possibility that this is they're going to use 2 compounds and this is the changeover point for them.
I would even agree there. I think everybody's spitting now, so probably 15 laps, 16 laps on a soft tire and another 20-ish laps on a medium tire is what they think it's optimal.
It could be the case. Certainly.
Well, there's a big battle shaping up here between Swift and Diego. Diego wasn't up to pace, but is now in front of Swift for this race.
Yeah, I noticed the gap is getting fairly small there, so it's...
I believe this Williams... Oh, that's a pit from Swift as well. Alright, writing that down.
So I think we're just waiting on Ryan and Triple L to go in the pits now, is that right?
Indeed, that is correct. Triple L hasn't pitted, Ryan hasn't pitted, the rest have pretty much all pitted. And has Elo pitted? I believe he did. Oh, he did, yeah, he did.
Yes, I think so. Lots of tyre smoke there from Swift as he pulls away.
F1 Simpets in the pit.
Was it?
I think he just left the pit. I am checking my data now. That's a covering the wall as we do in AMS2. I believe he did. Or is my sheet completely wrong? Alpha Tauri, ow.
Lost the plot a little bit here, but he is attacking Maximilian with quite a lot of energy there. That's the position through. F1 Simvid's promoting himself up to P4.
Yeah, that is on the road as well. They both bid it.
Maximilian sent on by Faffy. He's got it stopped and he's through as well. Bit of a disastrous lot there for Maximilian, losing 2 positions.
That's a big hit for Maximilian. He was led by the other Red Bull and now he's losing places. Fly high pitting. Wasn't Maximilian right behind Flyby and then being let go by Flyby? This is slow lap by Flyby.
There's some interesting strategy going on here. I don't think I've quite understood. Possibly a wrong tyre or underfueled. Swift back in the pits as well, I want to say. This is interesting.
Lap 18. And Swift in the pits. Oh, that must be damage. Something that we missed.
I would have thought so.
That's definitely not a scheduled stop. Is that Ryan in the pits? Yeah, it is. It's lap 18. It's time for Ryan to serve its pit stop.
Excellent. So Ryan coming in. Will Triple L be coming in as well?
No, Triple L still out. Triple L still hasn't pitted.
So that is the lead now for Triple L. I wonder if he's on the opposite strategy to Ryan, whether he's taking harder tyres now or whether he's just trying to get that overcut.
I'm thinking so too. This must be a different strategy that's going on. Meanwhile, everlasting battle is just 2 seconds between Finn and Rune for, well, that singular point that Finn needs to be equal leader for the championship.
Exactly, and if memory serves, that gap was around 4.5 seconds, not
It
2.
was.
So I wonder if Rumling's struggling, if he's had some issue, or whether he is just caught up behind cars ahead of him. Remember, these both drivers are both a little bit lower than you would expect them to be on pace, so possibly they're not able to make their way through the field as quickly as they'd expect, or they're just getting stuck behind slower cars. So we'll have to see, but certainly if Finn's wanting to make a serious challenge for that 10th position, he's going to keep it on the grey stuff.
That was the issue for most of them in the early race, especially for Finn and Ruling, just keeping it on the grey stuff. Well, and point in the right direction, might I add, that was also an issue. But, well, a point is a point, and even 2 points now, Ruling is up to P9.
So that puts more pressure on Findic to make his way up into P10 and just sort of go on a damage limitation mission. Finn's got to really try and follow Runelink through the pack here and just lose as little points as he can if he wants to keep his title battle alive here.
Oh, indeed. He needs to minimize that points gap. Whatever it is after this race, this is crucial for him.
It looks like Triple L still not going into the pits.
No, Triple L is continuing. Might be this lap. I would like to switch to this battle between Faffy and F1. No, that actually extended a bit. Faffy was much closer to F1 Simblitz before. Must have been a mistake or an attempt or a failed attempt to overtake into turn 1.
Yeah, could have been. Very interesting to see as well, the gap between second and third. Something like, 24 seconds is that?
About so, yeah.
Yeah, it's a really, really big gap to have pulled out already. I think that just shows you how quickly the likes of Ryan and Triple L have been going, because you don't pull a 24-second gap out of nowhere. That's some pace.
I'm really surprised that Triple L only has a 10-11 second gap to Ryan when Triple L still needs to stop.
Yeah, there's potentially been a mistake there, or the timing's not accurate.
Well, I
Because they
mean,
were pretty close together before the stop, so I wonder if there has been something gone wrong for Triple O, whether he's maybe run into back markers.
I don't see any back markers. This could have been a mistake by Triple L somewhere down on the track, because that was definitely a 5 or even 3 or 4 second gap between Ryan and Triple L, and now it is 11 seconds, just Ryan trailing and with a pit stop in hand. I don't think Triple L has this. I think Triple L is gonna be like
It
at
looks
least
like
10
the
seconds behind.
overcuts. Yeah, it doesn't look like the overcut's going to work. If that was indeed the plan, Ryan closing that gap even further. So really, really solid drive here from Ryan, and he's up on his best lap delta as
Oh, I
well.
believe Elo was off somewhere. That's a big time loss. He was in front, both Roonlink and Findick, and that is now a disaster again for Elo.
Elo, remember, not long ago had broken ribs, so it's really good to see him
Oh, he
even
did?
out on track. Yeah, he's recovering from some broken ribs in a bike accident, so to even be out on track is pretty good to see.
Oh, then that is fantastic to even see him in this race, and let alone in P10. And with, well, comparable pace, there still might be points for Elo, but it's gonna be hard keeping those two Hasses behind. Not a Haas? No, that's a Williams who's very far behind, but this Haas of Reload, well,
And what it does mean as well is that promotes Findick up into P9, just one position behind Runelink. So that's good news for Finn, not so good news for Elo.
that Elo letting through, that will be Maximilian. No, it is Fly High indeed. That is Elo a lap down. Triple L keeping the pace. Yes, oh, he's not keeping the pace indeed. Ryan is a second and something quicker than Triple L. I don't think the strategy is working for Triple L. I think this is a... Well, if he's on a medium set of tires and going onto softs, can he make the delta work at the end? That difference?
I mean, it's a 10-second gap that he's got before the pit stop. And we've seen, what, something like 20-30 seconds from pit in to pit out. So
I would assume so, yes.
probably going to end up behind, but it'll depend on the condition of his tyres and Ryan's tyres. So I wonder if Ryan's going half a leather and trying to set the best laps he can, or whether there is an element of tyre conservation in there.
Ryan is quickly catching up. He's only 8 seconds now from Triple L. Ooh. That's a big time loss. I'm not sure Triple L can really justify the strategy for any longer, but he has to. Those soft tires might not work for 20 or how about 15 laps.
Yeah, I think he's definitely committed to this strategy, but it'll be interesting to see where it ends up. Ryan, really impressive drive right now. He's pulling away from F1 Simvids in P3. That 24-second gap's now closer to 30.
Oh, indeed.
So very strong performance from Ryan. I'm just hoping for his sake that he can keep it on track and point in the right direction, and come good on the pace and the promise he's shown in previous events.
Indeed. But a fight I'm really interested in is this. Oh, yeah, that's a bit of a wheel spin by Finn, who is just 2 seconds, if the timing is correct, behind Runelink. Is that 2 seconds? Looks a tiny bit more. Well, now about 3 seconds behind Runelink. They're fighting. This is championship deciding right here.
Certainly, and you can see Finn Dec definitely pushing it. Is that one of the Hasses behind? That's not for position, is it?
I believe that is S, who is far behind on his a lap car there.
So it doesn't need to worry about Swift passing in for position, but there's probably not any comfort to Finn having a car behind him.
Definitely not a Haas.
No, it's just something else to think about, isn't it? You've got to keep an eye on things ahead and behind.
He would rather have that Aston Martin over Ryan in his rear view mirror than, well, a Russian looking Haas, but...
Oh, it's not Russian. No, it's just
oh, yes. Oh, yes. That would never be a Russian flag, indeed. You are correct, Dec. No. My apologies. Oh, that's Fly High in the pits. Was Fly High pit before?
Damage. I thought he had already pitted. I could be wrong.
Fly High indeed pitted on lap 18. That's a second stop for Fly High on lap 23. Might be damage.
Could be, and that is quite a long stop.
That must be damage. Oh, that is race deciding by flyby. In such a good position. That was a, what is it, potential P4, P5 for him? Oh.
It's yeah, it's been certainly a bit attritional, wouldn't you say?
Oh, definitely attritional in this race. One person who, well, hasn't been bothered by this, Ryan, now catching up on Triple L. He caught up by 5 seconds over the past couple of laps. Oh.
That's yeah, it's an impressive gap, and not really seeing any mistakes from Ryan either. Really consistent, quick drive.
I was saying earlier, at the end of the first race at Hockenheim, we pulled Ryan after that disaster of a race, but P1 in qualifying asked him, Ryan, can you win this championship? He said yes, and he's proving that today. He's definitely proving that today.
Definitely great awareness from one of the Red Bulls.
Oh, there we go. There we go. That's a Triple L in pit. And that is Ryan going way, way ahead. I think that's, well, race deciding pretty much.
That's the race lead back to Ryan then. But if we suspect Triple L is now on the soft tyres, we're not sure what Ryan's on. Could be the mediums. And let's not forget, those are now old mediums. It'll be interesting to see what the gap is. And what the pace difference is, but pretty strong looking lead for Ryan right now.
12 seconds, Dec. I expected more.
That's not bad. He's got 12 seconds to close in, what's that, 11 laps? 12 laps?
Yeah, about 12 laps.
And that's just to catch Ryan. He's then got to try and pass him, and we'll see how that goes.
I have to say though, Ryan pitted on lap 18. Those are not old tires that Ryan has. I think even with this late stop by Triple L, a quick stop, and these soft tires, I still have to put my money on Ryan on winning this one. He's just been fantastic.
It looks like the gap between Brunlink and Findit getting fairly close again. I wonder if those two will be battling shortly.
Oh, Finlink's been catching, but he can't just get on the back of Brunlink.
If you remember, a lot of these corners here are fairly high speed, and the dirty air might not be helping out here.
Was that a contact with the wall with Brunlink? There was a bit of dust going out of his car. Oh.
Could have been.
Oh, that's deep. Yeah. That's deep by Brunlink. Can Finlink do it? DRS?
That just shows you really how hard these drivers are pushing. Trying to make use of every square inch of space possible.
Oh, this has really made the race exciting between these two. Definitely not as they planned, but, well, that's excitement for us. Oh, that's close by Finn. I think he gains a lot in this final quarter into the Wall of Champions. Maybe not on this lap, but maybe on the next lap we can see an overtaking move by Finn.
It could be. They've got quite a big gap, something like 20 seconds to P6 ahead of them, so the immediate concern is going to be the order of these two. Not going to be a lot of interference from cars for positions, so it looks like they're fairly clear on track as well, so it's nothing else to worry about right now, just these two in a dash to the end. Hopefully they'll keep it all out the wall and keep it clean, and we'll have a good battle to enjoy.
Indeed, 11 laps left. This is by far the closest battle on track, and this is the battle for the championship lead.
It is. The gap to Ryan as well. Not
whoa, is that a spin, a near spin by Finn there out of the hairpin?
Well caught.
As you have been saying, Triple L is not making up that time, only not even a tenth quicker than Ryan in that final lap. Even with the soft tire advantage, that's not going to be enough.
No, maybe needs a little more time to find his groove.
Oh, I hope so. Those soft tires might be wearing off by the end of the race. Everybody swapped them around. Well, about that, lap 12, lap 13 or so. Some of them, well, that's Rooney and Finn, but very, very early on. But I don't think this is enough.
It doesn't look like it right now, and while all that's happening, the gap between Rooney and Finn's getting closer and closer.
Is it? Oh. Again, I think Finn has a very good exit out of final corner, but he hasn't been able to get close for any DRS zone, really.
Maybe he's just trying to hold on for now, stick onto the back of Rooney, because Remember, Runling's a pretty quick driver, and it could be the case that Finn's just hoping to get towed along and catch up a little bit to the cars ahead. Maybe he's thinking already further ahead than P7.
Oh, he needs to take... I'd first think about that P7 because that was so deep into that corner. Loses another lap. He's gonna run out of laps if he doesn't do this at some point.
He's really pushing it with 10 laps to go.
You know who I have to give a shout out? Diego Spraga, who's racing cleanly in P6. He was last person on the grid, about 3 seconds or so off the pace. But look at this. Clean race, just did all the stops, everything as planned, and that's a P6. Those are good points.
That definitely is, and there's something to be said about an understated, quiet race where you just mind your own business and get a decent result out of it, and that looks to be what Diego Braga's doing here.
There are cars overtaking him, but these are cars who made mistakes, who are lapped down. He's just bringing it home. Well done, my lad, well done.
Definitely respectful drive there.
This is the battle. Is Finn close enough? I don't think so. That is not even a DRS range, if you ask me. No, it isn't.
No, it doesn't look like it. He must be pushing hard.
So much quicker with Finn in that final corner. Just can't get it.
That is a lot of commitment through the final corner. I wonder if that's down to setup differences between these drivers.
Either a setup difference or the confidence on that brake pedal, which Finn seems to have in the final corner. Oh, that's a mistake by Rudling. Finn is close, but there's no chance to overtake here. This is all tight and twisty. Needs to wait until the hairpin.
Yeah, it could be a lot of patient waiting here, but if he can stay this close and perhaps get DRS, we've seen how good he is breaking into the chicane towards the end of the lap with the Wall of Champions. If he's close enough there, that would be prime opportunity.
He is close. He's very close. Can't afford a mistake again.
No, and he'll be trying his hardest to avoid it.
Oh, he is close. I think he might just have it with the DRS. Finn is very, very close. Half a second away. And he does it. He pulls out to the right into the final corner. Finn does it. He overtakes Runling for P7. Oh no, Runling's coming back. Finn is flying in the air and upside down, and I think this might as well be race over and into the steward's office.
Well, that was certainly unfortunate. A very committed move from Finn's part, but it looks like an unfortunate bit of contact or netcode perhaps. But yeah, those wings when he's took off acting more like airplane wings than downforce generated wings, and what a shame for the battle to end that way.
Indeed, that was a very airplane-esque move, if I may say so.
It was.
Unfortunate.
It's difficult to say whether there was anyone moving across one another there, but I very much doubt there was any intention to cause problems.
Well, that's why we have our impartial and expert stewards, headed by Finn, of course, who's gonna decide what was what the outcome of this one was.
But Finn won't have any input on that particular ticket for fairly obvious impartiality reasons that you alluded to. So, if we turn our attention further forwards though, LLL and Ryan Star, that gap is closing.
Oh, it did his deck. That is a good 2 seconds that Triple L pulled out, or closed down, with a second quicker lap time.
It doesn't look like enough just yet, but I wonder if is it going to be enough? I think in this race, probably not.
No, I think still Ryan has this unless he makes the major mistake. I think Ryan has this one in the bag. No other close battles on the track, I have to say. The field is pretty much spaced out. Kind of a weird occurrence on this Montreal track, which really allows you to use the DRS and get close, but hey.
Yep, but I think there's perhaps pace difference caused by driver skill, confidence, maybe a little bit of setup. So there's there's natural pecking order, and quality helps you find that to an extent, but things have settled down for now. It's just a matter of waiting and seeing what happens towards the end of the race, particularly with the gaps for P1. And it'll be interesting as well to see if Finn can get any closer to Runelink. It'd be really beneficial for him to get past Fly High just to assist with damage limitation on his fight with Runelink.
Oh, I think he has to do that. That is limiting the disaster to a little bit of a less of a disaster. He needs to get past Fly High, if he can. I don't know how much damage that was. Finn was flying through the air, so hard to tell.
Yeah, he did go airborne, so that's unlikely to have helped, but he doesn't look too adversely affected. Still going in the right direction and still looking quick.
He's a little bit off pace, but I think Fly High is a realistic target, and that is gonna be... well...
oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I think caught out a little bit there with it looked like Fly High might have tapped the wall and been slow off and been not really having anywhere to go, but again, we've got stewards, so I've looked at that if we need to, and yeah, it looks like he's letting back through as well.
I certainly hope so, but Fly High is now 10 seconds behind Finn.
No. Sorry, that was one of the...
that was one of the
Martins, I think.
Lapped Aston Martins of ELO, maybe. I think so. Is ELO the only Aston Martin in this one? I believe so, right? Maybe he is?
No.
Oh, Ryan. Is that Ryan? That is Ryan going through. Oh, that is a punch in the gut when a leader laps you. That's like 2 laps down for Finn.
And it's also a bit of pressure on Ryan as well. He's got the gap down to 5 seconds with this and 2 more laps to go.
Oh.
So that's not come down quick enough, but Ryan can't really afford any mistakes here. He needs to keep it clean, point in the right direction, and just hope that L can't find some more pace out of his back pocket or down the back of the sofa, somewhere like that.
I have to give props to L. That strategy almost paid off. I didn't think it would be this good, but well done.
It's a bold call, and it's not quite worked out, but if it's helped him secure second, then he might say it has worked as intended.
That is big points for L, who only finished 4th in the race at Hockenheim, didn't even attend the San Marino race, so big points for L. That's going to propel him up to maybe P3 or P4 in the championship.
That's a strong result, certainly.
Do we have any close battles? No, we really do not. It is still this battle where L is closing down.
Oh, Fiddick has cleared Fly High, so he's now the car behind Runelink, so that's definitely helping in his damage limitation.
I do not think that Fiddick let Fly High by ever.
No, yeah, you're right. I've forgotten about that slight contact on the corner exit. I don't know quite how you could, but there you go. I had anyway. Yeah, that one's probably going to get looked at by the stewards. I can't imagine there's going to be both drivers happy with that one, but yeah, we're not the stewards, so we'll let them see and decide, eh?
Well, the expert stewards, I don't even know what the decision's going to be on a flying car and, well, pretty much a bulldozer by Finn on poor Fly High, who was having a solid race up until then. Well,
when you look at it, that front wing is shaped a little bit like a snowplow, so maybe just wanted him out of the way.
I don't know. I have heard that some poor car crash games were on sale, but this is not one, and I think Finn might be stuck in a bit of a wrong mentality. But never mind, the race goes on. Ryan still leading. Oh, that is just 3 seconds that Triple L is behind.
It's a bit of a rubber band there, isn't there? I think as they get into slower and faster sections, that gap really is fluctuating. But we're on the last lap now, so I think Ryan can probably start to breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief, because he doesn't have to do a lot further until he's got this one in the bag.
That was another off by Finn. Not really helping his cause at all. But
No, he
still,
just needs to get that one home now.
yeah, he has to take home the 8th place. He has to take the loss on this one. At least Runelink didn't finish any higher than 7th, so the damage is minimal, but the damage is there, and the damage is being made by Ryan, who's gonna win this race. He's on the final straight, going into the final corner. Well done, Ryan. No Spinalas, didn't bin it. Fantastic driving.
Really, really mature drive. Really, really strong result too. Very impressive, and I'm sure Ryan's going to be delighted as well to have got the result that his pace and his, he's shown promise for it, but not managed to bring it all together yet.
Fantastic race. Fantastic race by Ryan. Winning that, but just about 2 seconds over Triple L with that fantastic strategy almost paid off. Triple L was not even that close in qualifying, so I have to say, that might have been the superior strategy at the end of the day, Dec.
It could have worked out better in Triple L's favour, perhaps if quali had gone more in his favour as well, but certainly I don't think he's going to be disappointed with the P2.
Oh yeah, and a very popular podium by F1 Simbits. Well done. That's the first podium of the season, I believe so, for F1 Simbits. Well done.
Congratulations to all of our drivers. It doesn't look like it's been the easiest race ever. Certainly had some challenges, and yeah, I'm sure if nothing else, they'll be happy to have reached the finish line.
And Diego Spraga. Alright, we haven't seen this. That didn't happen. Let us cut back to Elo, who is now the final driver across the line. Oh no, we have 2 more drivers on the back straight, but the race is complete. Well done. That is a big win for Ryan Starr, going back into, I believe, P3 in the championship now, and that is his championship hopes boosted.
Certainly going to make a massive difference, and the only driver there that we see below 1 minute 12, so a very strong performance. Dominant might even be the word. It looked a little bit unsure once LLL came out the pits, and we weren't quite sure how the pace difference with the tyres was going to be, but Ryan held on and delivered a very strong result there.
Indeed, that was a lovely race by Ryan. Congratulations on Triple L for the 2nd place and Fafi completing the podium. Well done. And now it is time for my favorite part, the interviews, where we're just gonna pull Ryan in and let us hear about what's Ryan's thoughts on this race. Ryan, well done. That is P1 for you. You qualified first. You finished the race in first. Was there ever pressure from Triple L, or was that just a clean race?
Not particularly, no, if I'm honest. Els, I think, pitted a bit later than me, and the tyres went really bad, I'm presuming, because he lost quite a bit of time when I went into the pits. Then at that point, I was just managing at a gap, and I got a tiny bit of damage on the rear, which resulted in him being able to gain a bit at the end, but I was fine at the end.
Yeah, so when Triple L came out the pits, there was about 11 or 12 laps to go and a gap of about the same, so it was going to be a second a lap that he needed to close. Were you aware of that, and were you confident that you were going to be able to hold off the challenge?
I was aware of it because I listened to the stream, so I could hear what you're saying. And I was just basically just managing the gap the whole race, because I didn't want to push too much, because I have a history of spinning into walls normally when I push, so I was just making sure I got to the end of the race really at that point.
Well done, indeed, with a bit of stream sniping. That's a fantastic win, and that is, I believe, P2 or maybe even P3 in the championship. Can you win it? I'm asking that again after the first race.
Well, if I do that, then yeah, because if I remember correctly, there's 2 races will get dropped from the end results anyway. So hopefully, if I keep consistent and do good results forever now, then if I drop Hockenheim and Imola, then I should just have good results.
It was been very nice to see the win for you today when you've shown promise in previous events and strong pace but not quite got the results. What's changed today? Was it a change of mentality or was it just unlucky in previous events?
Mix of both. I went in with more race practice as well this session. Like I normally practice a bit of qualifying. This time I had the race pace down, and as well as that, I think it was helped by the fact that at the beginning of the race, Finn and Rulink were fighting. It gave me a gap without me having to push too hard.
All right, really good. It was a very solid drive, and congratulations, mate. Well done, well deserved.
Pleasure to speak to you.
Thank you.
And next we have P2, that is Triple L. Triple L, well done on a fantastic race, a fantastic P2 finish. We didn't expect that, but you capitalized on, well, the mistakes of others. How do you feel? How do you rate this race?
Yeah, I'm really happy. It was a crazy race, and first of all, congratulations to Reinstar. It was a great and mistakeless race from him, and I was nearly catching him to the end, but I pitted maybe 2 laps too late, or 3 laps, 4 laps, I don't know. Maybe I could have catched him, but yeah, was a good race. Podium is very good.
Very strong results, certainly. And the strategy you mentioned, that was very interesting. You seem to do a much longer first stint than anyone else. Can you just talk us through that?
Yeah, I tried the softs. I both stints on soft. So I tried to go as long as possible to maybe catch up the time or have the better tires in a fight at the end. But we saw that Reinstar was gaining too much with the fresh tires. So I pitted a bit earlier, but it was better to pit that early.
Excellent.
Excellent indeed. And after a no-show at Imola and a first place in Germany, you're now looking pretty good to take that midfield battle. How confident do you feel maybe like fighting for the podium with Rundling, Finn and Ryan and, well, you now?
Yeah, it's, I don't know, it's I didn't think that Finnick and Rundling were that slow or make this many mistakes in this race. So,
well,
I'm quite surprised.
It was definitely not a clean race from them, to say the least. But, well, Dec, your question.
Yeah, it's an interesting strategy call from yourself. Do you think you'll be trying something similar in the future, or would you maybe go for a slightly more conventional strategy? Because that very nearly worked. So, what would you do differently if you had the chance with that race?
Yeah, maybe I would change a bit earlier. When I see when the times drop off from the leader, I can maybe gain more with fresher tires. So maybe a bit earlier than today, and then maybe I will win one day.
Excellent. Fingers crossed that does happen, but the strategy call you made today was very interesting to watch and very nearly worked as well.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Brilliant.
No
Well done.
Thank you. Lovely to chat to you.
And finally, it's Fafi. Well, not finally, we're gonna have our 2 main protagonists for the championship, but now it's Fafi. Fafi, hello and welcome to the chat. Well done on a podium result. That was a fantastic race, capitalizing on the mistakes of others. How do you feel?
Thanks, but I'm not sure if I got the podium. I think F1 Simvids was on 3rd.
Oh, it
Was
was.
he?
Oh, he did. He must have disconnected, and we don't have the full results. So, well, since we don't have him here, it's your time to celebrate P4, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty good race. I mean, I spun a couple of times, and Dirty Air was, well, impossible for me on my setup at least. Because, yeah, I had a pretty good first stint with a couple of battles with Simvid behind me. And then after a pit stop, we got close again, but with me behind this time. But yeah, just Dirty Air just kept me behind him for like ruining half a second to a second a lap. So getting close was difficult, and then when I did get close, it was near the wall of champions, and well, Dirty Air just made me lose it a bit there.
So even with the spin, you managed to get a very strong result. Is that down to pace, or just making mistakes, or a combination of both?
Honestly, if I didn't make the mistakes, P3 was definitely possible. So in this case, I guess I got lucky that from P5 and backwards weren't as quick in this case.
Excellent.
My normal pace would be around P5, P6, I'd say.
Oh.
Alright, it's a strong result regardless then.
Final question for me. It's Austria next. How do you feel about that track?
It's pretty much the track I learned to drive on without assist, so I'd say I'm pretty confident on that one. Maybe not to be on the podium, because those guys are just way too quick. But who knows? Maybe get in a surprise, and we'll see.
Excellent. Well, best of luck for next time out, and congratulations on a strong result today.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. And finally, the two main protagonists and slowplows in this race. It is Runelig and it is Findic as well. Hello guys and welcome to the interview. Usually we would congratulate, but this was kind of an awkward race for the both of you. Findic, how do you feel about that one and winning our Snowplow award for the fantastic crash with the Red Bull?
That was kind of cringe. No, with the Red Bull, it was. I'm not sure if he realized we were fighting for position because he tried to let me go apparently, but I wasn't expecting it because I was like, he's gonna defend because we're fighting for position. And I think the miscommunication there caused a bit of an accident there. Very unfortunate, but what can you do?
It did look like a mistake on their part and a misunderstanding. Very unfortunate. And talking of unfortunate things, tell us about the time you ended up upside down. What happened there?
Oh, I don't exactly know. I want to see that again on the replay. But I think what happened before that was I got the run on Runelig, went on the inside. I tried to brake like a little earlier than I normally do. It was still up my outside, but I lost the back end. So I had to correct that, slow down a lot. He was next to me, and I'm not sure if he squeezed me or if I went back to the line. But in the end, we collided and they set me upside down. And then I sat there for a bit, pressing every button on my wheel, trying to figure out which one put me back up, the right way up. I forgot where I bound it, but I found it, so I could keep going.
Well,
Excellent.
Excellent indeed. That was definitely a Microsoft Flight Simulator moment there for you. But turning to Runelig and another first anonymous race after a solid quali and a great start. And Finn spins. How did you come up with a great decision of spinning yourself and throwing away the advantage?
Well, I couldn't really. I reset the setup to default just before the race because my setup was terrible and it didn't really work out well for me. So it was very difficult to drive.
Sounds very unfortunate, but you were having a very good battle with Finn in the mid part of that race there until the unfortunate contact and Finn became an aeroplane rather than a Formula 1 car. But were you enjoying that battle, and was your focus kind of to try and put as many cars between you and Finn as possible?
Well, I thought I could relax a bit after ending up in the midfield, and then I suddenly saw Finn 2 seconds behind me, and I panicked. So I kind of wanted to just not fight for a bit, but I guess I had to.
Yeah, it didn't look like Finn was going to really give you much of a choice there.
No.
So probably not the result the pair of you were expecting, and not where you thought you might end up, but an entertaining race nonetheless. But turn our attention forwards to Austria next, Red Bull Ring, I believe. So what are you hoping for there?
If I go first, normally it's between Runelig and me actually. Runelig hates the track and I love the track. So normally it's the track where I win. But I do have to say, because we had a update I think yesterday, and we had a hotfix today, and they both had some influence on the tires, and I don't feel like I'm comfortable with the tires anymore, which is what caused my first spin, and I think it's probably the same for Runelig. So it's gonna have to
first
take
time
a lot of
loading
time
up the
with
game,
practice.
so
Yeah, it's gonna take a lot of practice for the both of us, I think, to get to the confidence that we had at the start of the season. So I think it's a big unknown, and with the pace that Ryan showed, he's definitely up there for another win.
It did, and mentioning Ryan, no mistakes from him today, really, and a strong result for it. what were your impressions on that? And do you think you could have challenged for the win if it hadn't been for mistakes earlier on?
I'm really surprised that Ryan made no mistakes, but no, I think he played a very smart game today. Drove very, very nicely, very hard to overtake when I was behind him at the start. Yeah, and I expect that to continue.
Excellent. Runelink, your thoughts?
Yeah, it's going to be harder to beat him for sure, now that he's apparently found some consistency.
Excellent. So I look forward to seeing you battle in Austria, and best of luck to all of you there. Thank you for an entertaining race.
Indeed.
Thank
Best
you.
of luck, guys.
Thank you for broadcasting.
Quite welcome.
And that would be all. That concludes round 3 of the BSKIT Formula 1 Championship here at Montreal. What are your thoughts, Dick? And going forward to Austria?
Yeah, it was looked like a really good race, really eventful. Lots of good battles, and 2 of our main title contenders dropped down into the midfield where you didn't expect them to see. So that was entertaining to watch, and a bit of a coming of age for Ryan there with a really, really solid drive, getting a result that I think we all knew he could get with a little bit more consistency. So very pleased for Ryan, very entertained by Runelink and Findect, and I enjoyed watching Triple L's very bold strategy as well. So I think there's a lot to look forward to going to Austria, and it could be another mix-up.
Oh, indeed. I fully agree. Going into Austria, we have now 3 title contenders, and it's definitely going to be an exciting race. So join us just in a week's time for round 4 of the BSKIT Formula 1 Championship at Austria. Until then, goodbye and good night.
Goodbye.